Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So today I wanted to walk through the setup on building a trailer axle, and this trailer axle is going to be actually for a Jeep trailer. So I wanted to show you kind of how I got this thing all set up to try and get it as straight and true as possible, and how I can, hold it and maintain everything while I weld, because obviously when you go to weld stuff, it wants to, pull as it cools, and so we're trying to eliminate as much of that as possible. So well, what we're trying to do here is, customer came to me. He's got a Jeep trailer, but what they did with it is they just put a AMC 20 rear axle under it out of a CJ5, so it's still a narrow track version. And he really just wanted to put a regular trailer axle under it. Why? Because you don't have that differential and everything turning inside. He doesn't need the brakes, all that stuff. So my idea was, since he's going to be towing it behind a early CJ5, why don't we try and make the spindle and hub assemblies work on the trailer axle. So a few things you're going to have to do to make that happen. So first thing is, find yourself some spindles, and I've got one here, and what you'll see is this has been machined down right here. Took it to the machine shop, had to machine that down so it will now fit inside these Jeep housing ends. Now these are original Dana 41, Dana 44 housing ends. You could probably use them on a Dana 53. I just cut these flush with the tube. I've chamfered this. I've already done all my measurements and everything, but the nice thing is now you can use a regular live axle spindle, and then you can use a Jeep wheel hub, and I've got the dust covers off of like a male Jeep front axle to go on that. So that's what I'm trying to get to here, is utilizing the housing ends, the spindles, and wheel hubs off of an early CJ, but make it work on this axle. Now, the setup here is a 2.5-inch quarter wall DOM tube, and how I have it set up is the alignment bar running through it, kind of measured everything out, and with using my fixture table, and this is a Fireball tool fixture table. I don't know if he makes this particular one anymore. This is one of the earlier ones. This is 5 feet wide and 30 inches deep, 2-inch centers. This thing is awesome. It's really sturdy, heavy duty. I think I've even done a video of the Fireball tool stuff in the past, but just a quick rundown, as we've got it sitting on its V-blocks. And then the nice thing is to get this tube just right so that the alignment bar is sitting about perfectly in the center of this. I've got a 1/16 and a 32nd inch shim under the V-blocks, as you can see. And then we've got these cool cantilever clamps positioned right over your V-blocks. And then I've got some larger machine V-blocks holding onto the alignment bar. And then, as you can see, we've got our alignment bar pucks inside the housing end. So I'll take this clamp out of the way real quick. So as you can see, we can move this, get it positioned where we want, butts it right up. We've already chamfered everything. And another thing I wanted to do is, I love how everything is sitting and clamped and it's fixed right here on the tube. But when you go to weld these housing ends, let's say you want to start on the back side, this thing might want to try and pull just a little bit. And again, it could be ever so slightly, not the biggest deal at all, but how do you hold that instead? Well, we've got this fixture right here with a riser, and I've got this set up, and the nice thing about these is they are adjustable. So you can take that off, and you can actually slide that. But the nice thing is, put that down, this riser does not want to move. So just makes it that much easier. You can see we've got our clamp over here holding it, but in this particular setup now, this thing is less likely to twist. And again, you know, with the alignment bar, with everything clamped down, probably not the biggest deal, but I just wanted to show you guys the ability to do that. And then the nice thing is they have this fishtail on the back side of them, so you can actually crank it down with the fishtail even more than just with the plier. You can also use the clamps, but anyway, so that's how I've got this set up. And then how I'm gonna do it is just go around, tack it in about 8 different places, and then I can just stitch weld it and then run one pass over the entire top of it, and it will be done and good to go. But in this situation now, you can run regular Jeep wheel hubs and spindles with regular bearings, so you have all the same setup on your early CJ running on your trailer axle. Makes it super easy to service and maintain and keep on the road. Can run the same spare, all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys like this setup, and yeah, I'll probably do a video once it's all welded out and put together, and we'll go from there. So all right, thanks guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.